Hello and welcome to the topic meaning of research. Meaning of research. The word research is made up of two words, re and search, which form the word research. Re is a prefix while search is a root word. We move on to the next. Meaning of research. Basically, research in common language refers to a search for knowledge. What is research? Research is basically your desire to have more knowledge, your search for new type of information. That is to say, it is to seek out the information and knowledge on a particular topic or subject. Why do we have research? We conduct research in order to seek out more information, in order to find out more information, in order to gain more knowledge on a particular topic or on a particular subject. Because the more research you do on a particular topic or a particular subject, the more information you will have and the more contribution you can make to the society, to the nation. Next, research is a voyage of discovery. So research is basically your journey to find out new things, your journey to discover new meaning in life, your journey to gain more access to knowledge. That is basically in general the meaning of research. Meaning of research. In other words, research is an art of systematic or scientific investigation. Here there are two important words, an art of systematic. Here we call it systematic. Systematic means when you conduct research, you must follow a certain system. Without following certain system and certain methods, your way of conducting research will not be as effective as possible. We have another term, scientific investigation, because research is basically scientific, analytical, logical. It has nothing to do with your feelings. It has nothing to do with your desires. It has nothing to do what you basically feel about a particular thing yourself. You have to follow research in a systematic manner, in a logical manner, in a scientific manner. And when you have this kind of temperament, then you have to follow certain methods and patterns to carry out that research. That is basically the meaning of research. We move on to the next. According to Advanced Learners Dictionary of Current English, research is a careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge. Now look here, we have some important phrases here. Research is a careful investigation. It's not a careless investigation. When we say careful investigation, it means that before you start conducting research, you have to plan, you have to put things into order, you have to prepare a layout, you have to prepare an outline, and then you have to start your investigation. So that is why research is basically a careful investigation. Or in other words, we can say research is basically a careful inquiry. When we say inquiry, that is your search, your way of finding out new things, your way of seeking out new information. So research is a careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts. Why we should have careful planning, careful investigation or inquiry? Because we want to find out new facts, we want to find out the truth, and that could be carried out in any branch of knowledge, on any topic, on any subject, no matter whatever that is, that doesn't matter at all. We move on to the next. According to an American sociologist, Robert Babbie, research is a systematic inquiry to describe, explain, predict, and control the observed phenomenon. Look here, research is a systematic inquiry. Just we talked about that careful investigation, careful inquiry. Like that, we can say it is a systematic way of finding out news. When we conduct research, what do we get is that this systematic inquiry must to describe. So we describe certain things when we conduct the research. Then after we find out and we describe in general terms, then further we try to explain each and every detail on the topic we have gathered information. Then we predict what could be the possibility of its implementation, of its use, in what way this research can be used or can be helpful. That is what we have to predict. We have to apply its what you call usage In what way this recommendation of this research can be viable, can be practical, and so on. And control the observed phenomenon. When we conduct research, we have to control the observed phenomenon. Phenomenon means that an event that has taken place, an idea that has taken place, an inquiry that has cropped up in your mind, and you have observed that very event very carefully, and you want to research is basically an observed phenomenon, in the sense that in the society so many things happen. You look at those things, those events, you observe them, and then you try to describe, explain, predict, control that event that has happened around you. So basically this is about research. And you also control the observed phenomenon. You also maneuver the observed phenomenon in a controlled manner. You are not just allowing your ideas to disperse, so on and so forth. We move on to the next. Meaning of research. Briefly, we can say that research is about a detailed study of a subject, especially in order to discover new information or reach a new understanding. Cambridge Dictionary. So according to Cambridge Dictionary, what we have come to know is that research is basically about a detailed study of a subject. We study a particular subject, we conduct research on a particular topic in detail, and we try to find out its pros and cons. We try to find out each and every piece of information on that subject in detail, especially in order to discover new information, because we want to get new information, we want to reach new understanding, we want to have more in-depth knowledge of that particular topic and that particular subject. With this desire in mind, we try to conduct research, and that is basically the meaning of research and the whole idea about research. Definitions of research. According to Redman and Mori, they define research as a systematized effort to gain new knowledge. So according to this definition, what we come to know is that research is all about your systematized effort. You make a systematic effort. You are more organized at the level of your ideas, at the level of your thought, and at the level of processing that thought to gain knowledge. Basically, this is all about research. If you are not systematized, if your thoughts are not systematic, not organized, and you don't follow the definite path, definite pattern, then it will be very difficult to achieve very productive knowledge. That is basically this definition is all about. Next, we move on to the next. Wilson Misner says, if you steal from one author, it's plagiarism. If you steal from many, it's research. According to this man, he says that what is research? Research is basically, when you do research, you try to find out information from various sources. When you collect information from various sources and you acknowledge them, this is basically the process of doing the research. That is what we say, if you steal from many, it's research. Means that if you steal from many means if you get information from many sources, authentic sources, you acknowledge them, you put them in the reference. That is how we conduct the research. But if you steal from one author, it's plagiarism. Plagiarism means that it is like, it's not original work. You have stolen something from others' work. Plagiarism basically means that you take information from another writer and you present it as if it's your own without acknowledging the author's name in your work. This is plagiarism. So if you steal from one author, it's plagiarism because you have not acknowledged the author. You have falsely taken others' ideas and incorporated into your own writing. But if you take information from various sources and you acknowledge them properly, that is basically the research. And that is the difference between research and the plagiarism, original work and the fake research. Go on to the next. Martin Shuttleworth expresses, in the broadest sense of the word, the definition of research includes any gathering of data, information, and facts for the advancement of knowledge. According to this person, in the broadest sense of the word. But research includes any gathering of data, that is to say, any collecting of information. When we call data, data includes every type of information, every type of knowledge. And in the process of research, what do is that we gather data, we gather information, we gather facts. For what? For the advancement of knowledge. Move on to the next. Creswell states, research is a process of steps used to collect and analyze information to increase our understanding of a topic or issue. It consists of 3 steps: pose a question, collect data to answer the question, and present an answer to the question. According to this person, he says, research is a process of steps. Look, research is a scientific investigation, as we talked about previously. And when you say research is scientific investigation, it needs a certain process of steps, scientific steps. And in the process of having those steps, what we do is that we collect data, we collect information, we gather information, and then we analyze that information. We critically look at that information, to what extent that information, that gathering of data is scientific, is analytical, and is useful to the topic I have chosen to conduct research upon. That is the point here. It consists of 3 steps, according to this person. Basically, research considers or includes 3 steps. The first is pose a question. Look, how does research happen? If you don't have any question in your mind, if you don't have any idea in your mind, if you don't wonder about so many things happening around you, if you don't put question to yourself, can research happen? Research cannot happen in a vacuum. It must have a question. Then collect data to answer the question, and then you wonder about that question and you want to answer that question. And in answering that question, you want to follow certain steps. There is a process. If you follow that process scientifically, then you may be able to answer that question and present an answer to the question. And then you will present your answer to the question. You will show to the world that, look, this is the answer I have found out after going through these steps. And I think this is the solution to this problem. This is the answer to this question. So basically, research is all about a process of steps in which we collect and analyze information to have more understanding of the topic and the issue. That's all we have. Thank you and goodbye.